Hello, I am Jenny Glick, licensed marriage and family. Hello, I am Jenny Glick, licensed marriage and family therapist, certified sex therapist. But for you in this space, I'm a torchbearer, teacher, life doula for women. So let's talk about trusting yourself. One of the primary reasons why women will reach out to me is often when they're in a state of disquiet, disharmony in their relationships, their primary relationship, maybe relationships with their adult children or aging parents, and they feel like they can't trust themselves. They maybe need to make a new decision in an entrepreneurial endeavor or in their professional life, and they're not sure what to do. And it's really easy to go out there and to read, blogs or watch videos from people who say, just trust yourself, girl, you're a queen, right? And for me, the reality is that trusting yourself, what I think of as self-devotion, is a path that we are invited to walk as women over the course of our life if we choose to. And most of us, myself included, spend the early decades in our 20s, 30s, and sometimes into our 40s and 50s and beyond, not trusting ourselves, not listening to our own inner knowing. And I want to break that down for you, how it is that you can start connecting yourself up with the compass that lives inside of you that can guide you in life, even in the most difficult circumstances. If you like the content that I have here, please like, subscribe, share. Sharing is caring. Okay, so a couple of things. The first is that in our bodies as women, we have these all kinds of receptors, right? We have something like 4 million different sensory receptors on our skin and our tongues and our eyes. We get to take in the world, right? So we are here to be feeling beings. Okay. And so when you have that little tiny thorn in your thumb and it hurts, or a hangnail, and you really feel that, that is for a reason. We have evolved to feel. And what I've seen in women, especially those of us who have been in the work world or who are just really busy with lots of responsibilities, is that we have shut down our connection with the sensations in our body. All right. So there are two kind of separate things. We're going to talk about feelings like anger, sadness, excitement, right? And then sensations, which is like physical clenching, gripping, looseness, tightness, right? Those are sensations. So your body signals gives you signals of sensations all the time. Many of us have been trained to ignore those signals, to take an aspirin or an ibuprofen or have another coffee or take a hit off your pipe, whatever it might be, to numb out those signals because those sensations are not convenient, right? You have cramps, and so it's like take a pill and keep going. And I understand that many people have very busy lives, and I used to live that way as well. And so our bodies are not convenient because they're sending us signals, really important information all the time, right? And so those sensations are giving you information that then you can be responsible for, and you can make discerning decisions around as you need to, okay? When you haven't been practicing that for years or decades or your entire life, when you need to then make a big decision about something, staying in your marriage, leaving your marriage, starting a new company, whatever it might be, and you try to like connect in with yourself, tune in with yourself so that you can listen to your inner knowing, it's going to feel impossible because your inner knowing, you've been cut off from that in a variety of ways. And so the first step is to start noticing the sensations in your body. So again, a sensation might be a clenched belly, right? And so if you feel tightness in your belly, practicing connecting with that, and I'll make another video about that. If you're interested, let me know, drop a comment. How to be with the sensation of the clenchedness, which is different than being with the feeling, right? So the sensation is like tight, heavy, hard. It might be dark and swirly, right? Those are sensations in here. And then the feeling that comes with that might be worried, or I'm frozen, or I'm beating myself up, right? I've talked to several women in the last 48 hours who've been talking with me about how they're so practiced at beating themselves up when they need to make a big decision, being hard on themselves, afraid that they're going to make the wrong decision, and then they get really tight in here, right? So that tightness is a protective act from your body, protecting yourself from this beating yourself up that comes through your thoughts of like, what were you thinking? How could you do that? That was so stupid, whatever it might be, right? So this whole swirl, this whole pattern that's happening in yourself will prevent you from listening to your body and understanding the signals that it's giving to you. And so if you can start really a very simple practice, if you want to trust yourself, if you want to have a practice of sacred self-devotion on the daily, start tuning into the sensations of your body, right? So right in this moment, take a breath and notice what the sensations are. So for me, I notice I have some tightness in my jaw. I notice the back of my neck feels a little tight. I notice my feet feel cold, and my hips feel a little sore. Okay, so for you, notice, like scan your body, notice where it feels loose. My shoulders feel loose. My belly feels really loose and soft, right? So it's not just like the bad stuff, it's all the stuff. My heart feels really open in my chest area. And so notice the sensations in your body. And then when you're a wise woman, right, you can scan that and recognize, like for me, I can hold tension in my jaw. I know that about me. So when I start feeling even just a little bit of tension here, I know that that's an invitation for me to nourish myself more. Like, oh, okay, after this video, I might do a 10-minute restorative yoga, right? Because I'm taking this signal of tightness, right? And I'm listening to it and I'm giving my body what it's asking for, which is relaxation, right? Openness. And so when we are in deep relationship with our physical body in real time and we're listening to it, and you do that every day throughout the day, if you're thirsty, taking care of that, right? Like, oh, I get to nourish this vehicle. If you're hungry, if you need to use the restroom, all of those things, tending to that in the moment. Most women, we are trained not to do that. Like, oh, I'll just wait. Oh, I know I have to pee, but I'm just not going to. Or I don't want to, drink too much water because I might have to interrupt this meeting and use the bathroom, right? Instead of giving yourself what you need. It's a revolutionary act and a rather disruptive act as a woman to give yourself the nutrition that you need, not just in food, but in time outside, in time in quiet, in time tuning in to yourself, enjoying your religious or spiritual practices, really tending to yourself so that you feel, and this, I talk about this a lot on my channel, safe. Because if you're not safe, at the core, which means settled, regulated, in an internal state of harmony, if you don't have that going, it's going to feel impossible to make a decision about a job, your marriage, a move, or anything else, because you're going to be running from a place of unsafety, of lack of internal connection. You're going to be choosing from a place of anxiety, worry, and fear, which is why your mind is going all the time. And then when someone says, well, trust your intuition or trust yourself, you're going to be like, what the hell is that? Right? And so the practice is for you very simple, is to start noticing the sensations in your body. If you have a place where you tend to grip and hold, notice that, breathe with that tension or holding, not because you're trying to dismiss it, but because you're bringing awareness to it, right? It's like bringing awareness to the back of your head, putting your hands there and just breathing and noticing, like, I see you, right? It's an act of self-devotion to connect with your physical body so that down the road, when you have a big ask and you need to go within and trust yourself in making a decision, not just making the pros and cons list in your head that can make you crazy, then you have a conditioned practice a muscle practice that you can drop back into. So let me know how this resonates with you. If you have any questions, feel free to post in the chat. Thanks so much for being here. Like, subscribe, share, all of the things, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. And it's not doing what it's supposed to do.